Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shadow Work 101. We are in week 2, and this week we're going to be talking about what is shadow work. And just a disclaimer, as I always say at the beginning of these, I am at home. I do have a toddler and 2 dogs. It tends to be pretty loud in my house. I'm unfortunately not able to get anywhere quieter right now, so it's just going to be loud. So if you hear any background noise, everything's fine. Just ignore it. It's just my kid having fun or the dog's just walking around. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So, what is shadow work? Shadow work is the exploration of your shadow, and this has existed all throughout history for many, many, many centuries. And most people in the past would have gone to see a shaman or a healer, something of that sort, for this type of process. And they probably would not have referred to it this way, but this is what they would have been doing. And basically, it's what most people would now see a psychiatrist or a therapist for. Now, just to reiterate this, and I know I've said it before, shadow work is in no way a substitute for clinical therapy or some other sort of medical practice by a professional, okay? Let's just be really, really clear about this. Shadow work is really just a way for you to explore your shadow self and to have the opportunity to heal wounds that you can on your own, okay? So, this is the process of exploring your inner self, your shadow, as we discussed in week 1. And we're going to be uncovering the rejected and suppressed parts that you have stuffed real deep down inside in the shadow, into your subconscious. This is really what some people refer to as a self-examination into the quote-unquote dark side. Shadow work is confronting yourself, in a sense. It's confronting your shadow self. What it is going to become is a way of coping and healing trauma. But it's also going to help change some behaviors and help you understand some of your current behaviors. Some people have asked if shadow work is dangerous. And the truth is no. Shadow work is not typically dangerous. With that being said, it can be. It could be. But typically, shadow work is very much the opposite. It's normally a very healing process for the people that do it. It's really a chance to see yourself in a way that you haven't, and not only acknowledging these parts of yourself, but accepting them as well, because that's really part of the process, is learning to accept it and work with it. But so far as danger, it's really just more emotionally difficult. It can be very, very hard to confront some of these memories and different traumatic events that have been suppressed. And it's also not easy to bring back parts of yourself that someone at once upon a time in your life may have told you was a negative aspect of you. So that can be very, very hard. And one thing I want to make clear is that, and I've said it before, but I just want to keep saying this to you. If during your shadow work process or at any other time in your life, you began having any sort of ideals about hurting yourself or hurting someone else, you need to seek professional help. And I am not telling you that this process is going to cause you to just get crazy, because it's not. But some of the trauma that you've experienced may bring up feelings that are not easy to cope with on your own, or just with the support of those around you. And if it comes to that, it's okay to seek professional help. It is okay to ask for help. So, just as kind of a safety net here, I wanted to give you all something to reach out to in the off chance that happens. So, here are some important numbers. If you are unable to make a phone call to a crisis center or a suicide hotline, there's actually a text line, and it's free. It's totally free. And someone will text you back and talk through things with you. They're really helpful, this is something that I have reached out myself. I mainly reached out to check it for you. So I cannot tell you that these are feelings I have felt by myself, but I reached out to see how this would function. And the person I spoke to was very, very helpful. They were very kind when I told them what I was doing. And basically, what they will do is they will kind of talk to you about whatever you're experiencing in that moment, gauge your feelings, see if you need to have a discussion about it. But they also have some resources that they can textually send to you. Like, for example, what I was told was like ways to deal with depression or some soothing methods after you've had an anxiety attack, that sort of thing. Okay. So on the screen here, you'll see a couple of different text numbers. I couldn't find any but these three for US and Canada, the UK and Ireland, but there's at least those. Okay, now if you are outside of those, or if you are able to make a phone call to someone to reach out for help, and I say that only because I know that some of our students have expressed in our Need a Parent channel that they don't have parents that are supportive of them needing more professional help, which always breaks my heart. But the reason you might need to text is because maybe that would be a safer way for you to go than making a phone call. There won't be anyone to hear, there won't be a conversation for your parents to overhear. You know what I mean? But that being said, please, if you are in very serious danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please do reach out to your parents. I would hope that if you expressed to them how serious the situation was, they would not turn you away. But this is just if you need someone to talk to, okay? So like I was saying, if you can make a phone call or if you're outside of those areas, I've put a website here at the bottom and it's just a wiki page, but it has a list of every suicide or crisis line all over the world that they know of at this moment. So please make use of that if you need to. I'll actually put this link in the description of this video as well, just in case you would like to reach out to that. Again, I don't intend for anything that we do in this class to cause you to have this series of emotions, but I just want this to be available to you if you're experiencing this in your personal life, or if anything that you do kind of drudge up in these questions that we do kind of makes you feel a certain way. Like I said, shouldn't happen, but if it does, that's our safety net. There's somewhere you can go. And of course, if you just have like a light concern or something a little less serious that you just need to talk to someone about, my PMs are always open, always. You can also send me an email, check your syllabus. My email address is in there. I am more than happy to respond to you if you need someone to talk to. With that being said, I am not a professional. I've worked in the medical field, but I am not a professional psychiatrist or psychologist. I would not be able to help you much other than just kind of being a shoulder for you to lean on or helping you through this process. But if you need something, I'm also happy to point you in the right direction. So again, my PMs are always open. Okay, so that's all we have for this week. Let's go ahead and talk about your homework questions. Is there anything in your past that you're really worried about confronting? Without detailing what it is, what concerns you most about dealing with it? And you could say that it was just very emotionally difficult for you, or it's something you've never confronted before, anything. You don't have to tell us exactly what the situation was. Number 2, although shadow work is dangerous, it can be difficult. I want to make sure, do you have a good support system for if or when things get difficult? And if you don't, it's okay to say that the only people you have are what's here. But I hope that that's not the case. I hope that everyone has a parent, a best friend, a grandparent, somebody that you could go to free of judgment and be able to discuss something if you were having a hard time. And number 3, do you understand that it is okay to reach out to a crisis line if you need help? And I know this seems like a very rhetorical question, but I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that everybody struggles, and it is okay to reach out for help when you need it. And these people at these crisis lines are there, and most of them have gone through something similar themselves, and that's why they choose to work these crisis lines. Some of them are completely voluntary and don't receive any sort of compensation for doing this work. It's just something they truly love to do. These people will help you. So it's okay to reach out to them, but I want to make sure that you understand that. Okay, and that's actually all we have for this week. If you all have any concerns or anything that you cannot post publicly but would like to speak to me about something, as always, please feel free to message me or email me. I'll always be here. So you all have a great week, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.